I'm Lydia Rackham. I am a novelist. I also have my degree in English, not English teaching, just plain English. And I've written more than 30 novels, all of which are published. So that's probably confusing for you. The title of this video is How Not to Become a Famous Author. And really, what that is coming from is recently I have been thinking about the misconceptions or the myths or just how people perceive writers for various reasons, and whether or not that's true and whether or not that is a lifestyle that you want to make for yourself as a writer. So what are some of the misconceptions or the myths about how writers are? Let's see. Writers smoke and drink in order to get the juices flowing, the wine, and then or they do drugs in order to inspire them, and it gets their brain really fired up. And because of that, they can't or they don't sleep. That writers work all night long and have really strange hours, and maybe they forget to eat, and then they don't sleep again, and it's all just this one big cycle. And as a result of that, then they are antisocial weirdos that stare out the window without talking for hours, like Sherlock Holmes, thinking, and don't want to be interrupted in this haze cloud of tobacco smoke. And they're terrible with relationships because of that. They don't talk to their wife, they don't talk to their husband, they don't make relationships with their children, they don't talk to their parents. They go out and hang out with other weirdo writers, but the important connections, forget about that. And of course, they have the obligatory affair or two or three, maybe with married people, maybe they're, or unrequited love, and then they kill themselves because of this. Well, why do we think that? Well, it's because of famous writers. For example, Edgar Allan Poe. We still don't know why he died. He was found dead in some alley somewhere. Kind of befitting the things that he wrote. But terrible. Percy Shelley, the husband of Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein, but Percy Shelley was a poet. He took drugs. You can tell. Read his poetry sometime. You're like, this is really pretty. What are you talking about? Trippy. It's trippy. Charles Dickens. He had an affair with quite a younger woman after he'd had lots of children with one lady. And of course, Emily Dickinson, she was afraid of people. Got worse and worse as her life went on until she just lived kind of in the upstairs of a house. And I think she hired somebody to come and play her piano, and she would lay on the floor and listen through the floor to the piano. These are not healthy. Then they're stereotypes because they were so famous. They still are so famous. Everybody still reads their things, and they think that genius has to go along with like crazy pants, unhealthy, bad life choices just because of these people. And that's not entirely fair, or actually it's not right at all. It's not right at all. But I saw, when I was taking my master's class, I was seeing people in my class who were trying to be like this. They would stand outside of the class, smoking, and they would talk about, oh, I didn't get any sleep last night. I was just trying to write, but it was just so hard. I couldn't write anything. So I had another bottle of wine, and they thought that was great because they thought they were being like these great old masters, kind of ignoring the fact that these great old masters' lives blew up in their faces. And that's not necessary. There are more examples of writers who live healthy, balanced lives, but you might not know it, just because they don't make such a splash in your mind. It's not so morbid. But, for example, Tolkien. He was fine. He was a professor. He stayed married to the same person and lived to be an old man and died without drama. So, it is possible to be happy and healthy as a writer. And you don't have to give in to those stereotypes of writing has to be this torture, this trauma, this torment, and I need to create drama in my life and give in to all sorts of chaotic emotions and indulge in self-destructive things because that's what a writer is like. No. That is not what a writer is. Don't fall into that trap. I'm making the case that you don't have to be crazy pants in order to be a good writer. And there's kind of a series that I'm going to be doing here about what other things you can do in your life. And poof, my camera died yesterday, so I couldn't finish my thought. So let me finish my thought. I'm going to be doing a series on how I am a writer, how I live a writer's life without being a mess, which is important. There's a lot of stuff that I do besides writing to keep myself sane. So if you're interested in that, because I've got a lot of fun stuff planned to show you, you can subscribe and like the video. And someone's trying to text me. So sorry. Yes, I do have a phone too. Like I don't live totally in the past, even though I might like to. So yes, that's what this series is going to be about. So see you next time. Also, if you'd like to check out my books on my website, the link is below. And if you'd like to support me on Patreon, that link is down there too. Thanks.